Hello and welcome to part 8 of my YouTube walkthrough for Bard's Tale 3 for the Apple II. In this video, we will walk through Chaos to fight Brilhasti, Aptarge, and teleport to Arboria, the first of the 7 worlds our Chronomancer can send us to. Also, before we begin, note for reference that I've provided links in the description to my written guide and relevant maps at GameFAQs. So, we are pretty much ready to tackle Brilhasti right now, but there's some administrative stuff here. I need to reorder the party and also sing Sanctuary Score, which will be much nicer with a few more Bard levels. And I forgot to advance everybody, so I'd better do that now. Sandy and Squidward did not get their levels. Looks like Sandy got some dexterity, so that's nice. And I also realized that I could have had Gary or Mr. Krabs cast BEDE to resurrect the party members I needed to, but it's not a huge thing. I just kind of let the computer run for a bit and recharged magic points during the day. So let's reorder the party, and B3 -5, pretty good. And we will go to Chaos, and we are going to use the Phase Door for level 1, but not for level 2. We want to see pretty much everything that's there so we can see the hints as to how we get down to level 3 and 4 and so forth. So we do not have Batch Spell yet, which is kind of a bummer. BASP, it's an Archmage level 3 spell. And now we actually want to avoid the hot spots. And it would be, I guess it would be okay to fight, but we don't want to, oh right, Gary is now our Chronomancer, so he can't cast anything. He's going to be useless in the fight too, but that's okay because after the fight he'll get a really nice boost. So now how to navigate level 2. There are a few clues as to how to get to level 3, and we will track them down. We go south first, and now to the west is a magic drain square. Then we face south. Oh, rats. I forgot. My fighters don't have such great resistance. FLAN. And we went across a darkness square, and I'm going to show how we went. We went south, south, west, south, south. And now here's one clue, like leaves me and hurts me, well vice versa, but leaves me behind it always. That is one clue. Okay, you want to fight? Okay. And the nice thing is that attacking enemies really will wipe them out, and I don't have to wait too much. So there is another clue. Alright, do I need to... we are going south-ish here, and then this is an invisible wall. We're going to go 3 west through some magic drains. Hooray! A harmonic gem on a magic drain square. That's about as good as it gets to stick it to the man or to the RNG or whoever. And east and south is a clue. Down below is shoe, the first right thing to do. I never figured this clue out. I'm probably missing something obvious, but I basically just mapped out every single square. And so we go west here, and then turn north. Okay. We need to actually go back east and north, and we hit an anti-magic square, but so what? As long as we don't have a combat on it, it's okay. And I'm not giving Plankton his magic points back because I think there are still some magic drains ahead, so we might as well save it for when we will most be able to use it. However, now's a good time to cast Magic Compass to make sure we're going the right way. Okay, cast 7 rest. I am nothing, I make nothing, but my opposite creates me even as it destroys me. What am I? That's the thing that light hates me, so its opposite is light. It's either darkness, but it can't be darkness because light doesn't create dark. It is a shadow. And now we go north, and we go down. Now there's going to be a nasty little room ahead. We hit an anti-magic square or two, and the next square is a spinner. We want to turn so that we are facing the door, and again turn so we're facing, oops, finger slip there. There we go. I don't mind facing one enemy to win a fight quickly. Let's trade this to Plankton. Ouch! I waited on a anti-magic square. I didn't pay close enough attention to the map. We go through this door, and then we're going to track back to the northwest. Okay. Man, I hate these guys. Use harmonic gem. Ooh, adamant chain, adamant bracers. Okay, that's good. One problem with adamant chain is that you'd think the monk could use it since he can use chain and mithril chain, but that's not the case. However, adamant chain is the equivalent of mithril scale, which we don't have for Squidward yet, so that is an additional armor class point. And we'll just drop the scale. And where are we again? Cast 7 YMCA. And I'm going to go look at my map again. I'm trying to tend northwest. Okay, yeah, we're pretty close. We need to go a bit back. We really don't want to mess with the traps here. They won't damage us too much, but it's just one more variable to deal with as we go into the Brilhasti fight, which shouldn't be too bad, but we do want to nail down what we need to do. Oh my, SpongeBob has 2 shadow shivs. Okay, the adamant bracers are going to be nice for Plankton, and then he passes the mithril bracers to, well, I guess it will be Mr. Krabs since Gary has them already. Let's drop the robes and the staff and equip the leather gloves and drop the gauntlet. Oh, well, Mr. Krabs doesn't have a weapon now, but I don't think he really needs one. There are ways to get weapons, so eventually some cool ones will drop for spellcasters. There are a lot of ways this can happen. And I think Ali's Carpet just casts Levitation. Oh, and it gives 2 armor class, so we'll keep it for now. We'll see how it goes. And the third ward's Path of Darkness is not without danger. But this just means you want to avoid squares with light, which is kind of tricky. The path through is completely dark. So this is a bit cryptic. And it's still a clue though. And it kind of puts together that there are a few wards, and what the wards are little puzzles of your mapping ability, or if you are paying attention to, well, what was up here. So set off a vortex. What is a pure blade? I forget. Oh, I could have been using the day blade for light sources. Venom claws and 1 bone gnawer. Okay, I'm a bit confused as to how I got spun around. Okay. I'll use 7. Whoops. We need harmonic gems here. We don't seem to have them. Does SpongeBob have one? Does Plankton have one? Well, we'll trade to Mr. Krabs. Use 7. Again, we will look at the map here. There are 2 places that give text, and they're right around the corner. Here's the first one coming up. You notice the N, E, W, and S are all capitalized. This is how you get through a certain maze of spinners, well, or a path through spinners. It's open space, and there's no way to tell exactly where the spinners are unless you have this clue. Fortunately, there's another way to do things, and it's the way I did things. It was basically seeing what's where when you rotate. So let's have Sandy actually get some use from the Dayblade. Now we go 2 south. We need to go 3 south, actually. Only a fool would frontally assault the second ward. What that means is you just go west around it, north and east, and then north through the doors. I took a few hit points damage, but that doesn't really matter. I've forgotten to use the Bard Saw. That will be a very bad idea against Brilhasti. Frosthorn. That's pretty good. Only 8 charges, but it could be useful against Brilhasti just to get things done a bit quicker. I think we want to flee the Gloom Bards because they make us older. And aging is one condition that we can't afford because we'd have to go back to the shrine. Not a razor, but those I caress need never shave again. My kiss is deadly. It's a weapon. It's a sword. And now there's a portal below. We might as well cast, well, Ali's Carpet casts Major Levitation, so we'll get some use from it. I forget if it's W or E to go below. I guess it's W. And now, what you can do is we can go along this wall and just keep the wall on our left, and eventually we'll get to the exit. However, we can also work this way and, watch this wall get closer, and then here is the entrance. That was the first ward. This is the second ward where we'd be a fool to assault it frontally. can afford to chuck spell points here as long as we don't lose too many. We are also going to get spell points recharged once we beat Brilhasti. And we are close now. We have just about finished the second ward. And the third ward, once we know where to go, we can just barrel through it. The fights here are worth it too. We don't want to actively seek them out, but they can let us roll for some pretty good treasure. So here's the third ward. I'm going to refer to the map. We go 2 north, 3 west, and then we go north into the wall. I think we're going to hit an anti-magic. No, we're just going to hit a magic drain. There we go. And then we go west into the wall. We can tell when we hit a wall because, or a wall when it's dark, because this happens. We have the extra text printer. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if it's a hint to say, hey, look, you can figure things out this way. Let's have Sandy use the Dayblade, and then we don't really need Sorcerer's Sight. What we do need is to heal everybody. So we have enough magic points to plow through, and Brilhasti is just to the north right here. Actually, something special is near there. That's going to help us make sure that things are right. He doesn't seem pleased to see you. Gosh, how about that? So we will fight bravely, but we're not going to advance. We're going to use Bard Song, Sanctuary Score, Defend, and now Plankton casts Anti-Magic, and Mr. Krabs casts PREC, Preclude. What's going to happen is they're going to keep trying to summon stuff at us, but the spells will fizzle, and they're too clueless to realize that we've blocked them from doing so. Now, okay, with the dark guards up here, we're going to do Sanctuary Square. SpongeBob will hide in the shadows, which allows him to try for a critical hit the next time. DEST is Death Strike, and we cast that on the dark guards, and it will help them go down pretty quickly, I think. Let's try more Sanctuary Score. And if we know the right spells, we can pretty much pick Brilhasti off. The way the game wants you to do it is to have your thief hide in the shadows 5 times, and then try to critical hit Brilhasti, because if you advance on him, he will cast Farfo and push you away, and it's always successful. So, cast SOWH, Soul Whip, and you'll need about 7 of these, or 4 rounds. And again, Brilhasti doesn't get it. Which leaves him to be a bit of a sitting duck. There we go. Alright. The party has killed Brilhasti at Tarj. A force envelops the party. Now, back to the review board, just to the east. Welcome, ye children of the prophecy. Yeah, we're great. Yeah, things are bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's treasure. Hasten to the place of trees. You must sojourn in to blunt the Arboria, A-R-B-R-A-A. It's weird because if we spelled it right, the lines would probably get all jangly, so I guess maybe that's why they misspelled it. Bring to me Valerian's bow and the arrows of life, if Valerian will not return here with you. This made me think, oh, will Valerian be an NPC? Do I need a space open for him? The answer is no. We're going to see a pattern with the heroes. And maybe you can guess it already, but I don't want to spoil it explicitly. Everyone gets 600,000 experience. And actually, I forgot to check. Everybody got bumped up to having level 35, and the 600,000 means another level and a half. So advance everyone. Patrick gets a ton of levels in armor class. Hey, we're getting dexterity bonus too. Plankton didn't get any, but he's so close to max stats anyway. Gary gets a dexterity bonus, and Mr. Krabs does too. I think, yes. I jumped the gun a bit. But because your mages have been getting consistent levels, they are really close to 30s across the board. 24, 27, and 26 Constitution. Actually, what I should do is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, have the 2 conjurers up front, because I like to do the same thing with the 2 conjurers, and if the not the conjurers, the archmages, and if the chronomancer is in the way, it's kind of a nuisance. Speaking of the chronomancer, I forgot to spell acquire for Gary. Yeah, the gold isn't exactly a limiting thing here. So we had ARBO and ENIK were the spells. If we ever forget them, we can just look at our chronomancer's spell list. Because it's relatively small and we've lost all the other spells, we'll be able to track them down pretty quickly. Hobbits aren't worth fighting right now. So the last order of business is to find where to teleport to Arboria. And we're going south here, and eventually we will turn west. We will see a dead end. Deeply hidden, this grove is quiet and feels very peaceful. So we have Gary cast ARBO, and I am going to save the state here because I do not have a code wheel. There are places online where you can find equivalents of code wheels. There are ways to hack things. I am going to use a save state. On the Apple, the location is AA5A. I use HXD hex editor, and it says B0, B0, B5, B4, B3, B5. So it's 5435. Then byte AA61 has the number of leading zeros deleted. In this case, it's 2. So it is 5435. If that byte was 0, it would be 005435. Famous last words if I'm wrong. Well, not really. I can just cast it again. I'll just kind of feel silly. He's a hardy warrior wearing battle-scarred armor and a big grin. As I live in breath. How about us getting back to the house? Say yes. Oh, seems you already have a full house. I get a little uncomfortable with too many people. Well, I get a little uncomfortable with you stealing my experience, pal, when you can't level up. So, we've got some sleeping to catch up on. Great. Sounds fun. So, this is a good place to stop, I think, now that we are in Arboria. And we'll take a break, and then I guess thanks for watching through, and if you've enjoyed this enough, giving a like or subscribing if you haven't already goes a long way in encouraging me to create more videos to share my favorite retro games. See you next video.